do? And then how is it that, what was some of the motivation that drove you to get someone and to help you with the growth of your business?
Well, I have been on a personal journey for a while now, a few years, and my main story is that I was verbally abused, and I don't like to identify with that. I'm not the victim anymore, but it took me going through therapists and being medicated and et cetera, dealing with anxiety and PTSD, I learned. And eventually I got to a point where I realized that I needed to help myself and love myself. And so I started learning about, and things came to me. It was funny how things attracted to me. Started learning about crystals. Then I was attracted to a tarot card teacher, and Reiki, and and it just like snowballed. And it got to a point, I had hired a couple other coaches. One was an ascension coach who helped me build my spiritual gifts. I had worked with another business coach, and I got a lot from her. And it came to a point where I was realizing I had all these tools, and one of my biggest passions is to help abused women, especially verbally abused. And I like to say that, women who've been abused, women who, excuse my French, I don't want to offend anybody, but women who've gotten the shit beat out of them know they got the shit beat out of them. It's the ones who've been verbally abused who don't always know. I didn't know. So I want to bring awareness to that. And I seem to attract the women who have been through that. A lot of us are traumatized from different situations. I've also learned recently about what I like to call unintentional abuse. We're all kind of screwed up from our parents, or the kid who picked on us in third grade, or, our brother who picked on us, or whatever. We've all got some trauma, something deep down that we've kind of buried. And in our society, we haven't been taught to deal with it. We've been taught to, suck it up, buttercup, you're fine, fake it till you make it kind of a thing. But what I've learned is that you can't bury it, because it just keeps bubbling up and bubbling up. And I've been able, once I realized how, I don't want to use the word damaged, but I'll use it for lack of a better word, but traumatized. I was traumatized. I was diagnosed with what's called CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It wasn't like, and I thought, well, that's crazy. I'm not a soldier or something, something, a big bang. But what I learned was it's over time, every day, over and over and over and over. And eventually, altering my complete personality, trying to please this person. And, I didn't understand that. And I want to bring awareness to that. And it's interesting. I find women my age, middle-aged, or, who have buried it and dealt with it. But I'm also coming and finding young women who've been verbally abused. And I've been able to help them build their confidence at a younger age and teach them these skills and tools that I've learned over my healing journey. I've been able to teach them things they can take with them through their life and teach their children and their friends. The young girls I worked with are telling everybody, and I think it's wonderful because there's such an awareness, and we don't have to be fake anymore. I grew up in this house, in this society, a household, a family that was fake. Hi, how are you? It was all about, how you looked to everybody else, but we didn't deal with and learn who we were authentically. And that's been really important to me, is to find myself, be authentic to myself, learn to love myself unconditionally. I battled the title of self-love healer, self-love, for a long time, because I thought, well, self-love is so cliche, right? But really, it's the key factor in our success, is learning to truly love ourselves. And that's what I'm teaching.
Tami, I love your mission. I always did from beginning. So that's why I love that. I'm still able to support you through the journey, and we're still working together, and we're doing some amazing things. What were some of the challenges that you were encountering before starting to work together in your business that maybe you could share with everybody?
I felt very stuck. I felt very much like I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how. I didn't have the tools that I needed. I had gained a lot of tools for healing, but I hadn't gained those business tools and how to market, how to promote myself, how to brand myself, which has been really key factor. You know, with Alona, I've been able to brand myself, and you know, like she taught me, you know, my social media and website all need to kind of match and brand and go together and flow. And I think that's really, really important. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is branding myself and, you know, learning those business tools, doing social media, getting out there, exposing yourself, and creating, that's not the right word, but becoming the expert in your field. So people know, and I'm learning, I haven't seen anybody that there's, you know, self-help and different things, but there isn't anybody out there that I've found that are self-love healers to help people truly learn to love themselves. My company is called Mending Hearts, and my logo is a broken heart with stitches across it, you know, because we can mend our hearts. You know, we may have never loved ourselves, but we can come to a point where we can heal and we can learn to love and accept ourselves for who we are. You know, and my program is called Heart Activation, because another key factor people don't realize is you have to open your heart and allow love in. A lot of us, especially us as women, and especially our generation, we've closed down and we don't let people help us. Oh no, I got it. I can do, you don't have to do that. I got it. And we do everything and we exhaust ourselves. So activating our hearts, allowing ourselves to be the queens we are, write that down. I have to remember that. You know, we are allowed to be that queen. Yeah. Especially those of us over 40, 50 years old. We're queens and we deserve to be treated. We deserve that door open for us, and we deserve someone to love us. We have to allow it in. Ladies, let him open the door. Let him buy you flowers. Let him do the dishes. If he screws it up, let him do it anyway, you know. And we have to stop trying to do everything and doing everything ourselves and not allowing people to love us.
Ooh, Tami, aha moment, brand new words, which happen all the time when you are in your highest state of message. You see, it just happened, and that's exactly why I say that, we've been working a lot on branding, on messaging. You're launching an amazing program in the market right now. We did a lot of complementation, aligning all your messaging between, as you said, your website, your social media, and then working on some of the systems behind the scenes to really make your life easier, but also have the most impact and have some amazing conversations out there for sure. So I love that you shared the branding, because that is such an important thing. And I know you're also are up to so many other amazing things. So would you like to share what else do you think you have coming up that you'd like to share with everyone based on the brand, you know, increasing your brand visibility and putting your work out there in the world?
Yeah.
And really what I think about you, and you mentioned the stubbornness, is because you stay, you know, consistent and committed to your message. And even though we did some trial and error, we're trying to figure out some new wording based on the market and all of that, you are very consistent with that, because your brand words, like self-love, came to you, or the mending your hearts, right?
Mending hearts, yes.
Mending hearts.
Yeah.
Came to you in one of your visions. So, you know, those are the things that I'm talking about when you have to be very persistent with the things you stand for, because that's your authentic power that you bring to the world. So I love that you stayed, you know, consistent with that. So stubbornness and assertiveness is a good way, because it's your business. You need to build it, you know, according to, you know, what you feel is most aligned with you. That's really what it means when you have a purpose-driven business. And of course, doesn't mean that you don't have to learn other ways to brand and market and all of that, which is where we marry the two together. And we have the amazing results that, you know, you are building that momentum right now for sure. So share with us what else is coming up for you in the pipeline.
Okay. And I just want to tell everybody, when I first started working with Alona and I told her the name of my business, she was like, eh. And I said, no, this came to me, and this is how this is what it's meant to be. So the heart activation and the mending hearts, you know, once I explained it, she was like, oh, okay, I understand. So I started making jewelry, and that was my main thing. And my purpose for making jewelry was to get, you know, a lot of us who are into spirituality and crystals carry those rocks in our pockets or in our bra, right? And I would lose them in the laundry. And I thought, if I wrap these in wire and make them pretty, you know, of course it was during COVID, I wanted to take a jewelry making class. it got canceled, of course. And so I started watching YouTube, and I developed my own style of making jewelry. And what came out of that was a very simplistic style of jewelry with either a bead, which is a healing crystal, okay, or a stone, rough or tumbled or whatever. And I would wrap it so that it's touching your skin. Like I have mine here. This is an ocean jasper, but it's touching my skin. And so I'm wearing the healing property of that stone. You know, think of the depth of the ocean. Think of what, you know, how calming and healing the ocean is, right? So that's also, it's purple, so it goes with your third eye, you know, and we just kind of, I had been told before, but Alona and I just had an epiphany moment this last week. The jewelry is a catapult to my teaching and connecting with people and giving people that healing energy. You know, also, so it's not just making jewelry. And I did stand up for myself for a show this week. I want you to know that. So, you know, having the jewelry, so that was my intention with the jewelry, to get that piece of stone or crystal against your body. And there's a lot of beautiful jewelry designers out there. They're fancy and they're this and that. And that's not what it's about for me. It's about getting that crystal on the body. I also do tarot card readings, and I only do it for positive love and light. I do that to help give insight, you know, and that's something that was huge for me, is to get insight from tarot card readers. Our spirit guides and our angels, even the archangels, ancestors can come through those cards if they're being read by somebody, you know, who is doing it in a loving manner, only positive. And I've gotten so many messages, and I've been able to help so many people using tarot card readings. You know, I do my Monday night tarot the second and fourth Mondays of every month. If anybody would like to join, we can get you information. I would love that. I have my own group that's called Mending Hearts with Self-Love, and we talk about all this stuff. And I'm combining the jewelry and the teaching, you know, because the crystals and the healing properties, I'm using those to teach people as well. So the tarot, the crystals, doing Reiki, there, she got her bracelet, yay! Balancing the chakras, yeah. So I wear one, and I actually bought this one, I didn't make this one, but this is citrine, this helps bring prosperity. I wore it today. You know, this is all my boys' birthstones. You know, I'm very connected to the moon, so I created a moon phase bracelet with moonstone and hematite for the new moon. Lava, you know, a lot of lava you can put essential oils on, and then I have my protection bracelet, and I wear these all the time. So that's my intention.
Tami, I love what you just shared with that, and it's so true, because unless you start connecting the dots towards your ultimate vision, words are just words, right? So what we're doing together intuitively a lot, and also skills and experience combined together, and I know I bore you with the word strategy, right? So combining it all together. You know, like, strategy, what is that, right?
What does that mean?
That's so fun. It's all amazing. But my point is that the way that we are putting it all together and connecting your brand with all these amazing gifts you have to offer, you know, with your tarot card reading, with the program that you have going on with your, you know, healing jewelry, all of these things to combine them and put them under your company umbrella, and really tie that to that bigger vision. And sometimes, you know, you don't always have the pieces. But once you work with someone and you go through the journey, and you have someone holding you accountable, holding the space and all of that in a good way, and that is knowledgeable, you know, we come up with things, we co-create things together all the time just by brainstorming ideas. So a lot of times, you know, that's where the growth and the learning is coming from. And I'm just like, my heart swells with all the great, you know, clarity that you're getting, all the work that you're doing. And I know we're in the works to really even put more fire to your brand. You're going to launch the podcast soon, and you're going to write your book soon. So working on that as well. But you have amazing things happening for you. So I'm very proud of you. You should be very proud of yourself. Thank you so much for...
Can I say one more thing, though? I just want to say one more thing for everybody. You know, some people are good at reading tarot cards and making jewelry, and some people are good at strategy and organizing, and we need to work together and support each other. I require a human to tell me how to organize things and strategize, and that's okay. We work together. We all have our own specialties. The bookkeeping, I see Sandy with her bookkeeping. I didn't know. Paper, no. I might need your help.
I think what you just said, Tami, is amazing because every successful person, everyone that's making their mark in the world and making their impact understands how to bring in other assets to their team if they're not really, the best at that, right? So you want to work in your zone of genius while you have other people complementing you and adding on to your team so that you can make even more bigger impact, in the world and of course income and all of that, which all come together. So that is a beautiful message. Thanks again for everything you shared, Tami. And if you guys need to connect with Tami, definitely do. She's part of our community here. And she's got some amazing things, but it's really at the end of the day, it's about the relationships. And I talked about this yesterday with marketing. Marketing is all about serving. So go in, really develop relationships. And then just like we speak about this all the time, you just never know when I need a bookkeeper, when I need, someone to help me with some areas that I might be struggling with, or when I need a health coach like Corey, right? So you just never know. We are all in growth. I would say as entrepreneurs, we're always growing and evolving, and we are always looking for things to support us along the journey. And you just never know when the timing is right and the right person shows up when you actually need them.